Tech was his friend was getting engaged and invited him or something. I don't know.
Where's the ladies?
Serena was scheduled to be on, and one of her girls got sick. So,
so
she's out. And then Garrett was not doing well. Dan wasn't going to be able to make it. I thought Angela was going to be here, but
yeah,
I don't know. You guys better have some good questions. We got to.
Oh, I'm loaded up.
Make up for the ladies.
Good. Okay.
So.
Awesome.
All right, so if you're joining us right now live or streaming after the fact, welcome to Stormfront Freaks Raw. So we call this Raw because this is the recording of our audio podcast, and nothing's edited out of this. This is a lot of good stuff, but a lot of crap at the same time. But we'll tell you, be careful. Maybe you might have to put earmuffs on the kids. We never know what's going to be said in the unedited Raw version of this show. But that's part of the fun. So if you're a Patreon member, you're actually getting this live. So thanks for jumping on and joining. Do we have anybody on? We do. Garrett is hanging in there.
Yeah, Garrett's there.
Hey, Garrett.
Oh, my God. I miss Garrett. I haven't seen him in ages.
But anyway, so we got a great show tonight. So buckle up and get ready. We've got Collin Baldacci, who's a EMT and firefighter up in Wyoming, and we've got Dr. Keith Brandt, who's a NASA crew surgeon, and we're going to be talking about something that's near and dear to my heart, which is really as storm chasers and storm spotters, being in a position to be an asset if you happen to come across or are in a post-storm disaster, and not be a liability and really be able to help out and make a difference. And so we're going to talk a lot about that and find out a little bit about these gentlemen as well. So good. All right. So Collin and Keith, and Keith, honestly, do you prefer that I call you Dr. Brandt or Keith or?
I'm fine with Keith.
All right.
That's General Keith to you guys. Just saying.
So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do a quick teaser opening that I'll do, and then we'll do the official opening, get started on that. I do a couple announcements if you guys aren't familiar with the show. We'll introduce the co-hosts that are with us tonight, and we always ask them what they're drinking. I don't know if you guys brought a drink to share with us tonight, but usually we're all... Yeah. What is that? Something good, Dr. Brandt, or coffee?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I got my brew right here. It's good.
Yeah. Collin, what do you got?
I've got just Athletic Brewing. It's their Run Wild IPA. It's actually a non-alcoholic beer.
Nice.
I would never have known that.
Nice. I know Garrett's sucking down the NyQuil probably
yeah,
there in the chat room.
Listen, I like Dr. Brandt's style here. He's drinking his beer out of a coffee cup. That's,
I know.
This is a beer mug. It's a beer mug.
Okay. It is.
It kind of looks like a coffee mug.
It could go either way. It's a small stein or a large coffee cup.
I'm guessing he's been to Ramstein, right?
I have.
Yeah. Stein.
All right, so we'll ask co-hosts what they're drinking, just so we find out who's on tonight, and then Maz, I'll turn it over to you for the introductions and the questions, and you and Greg can kind of go from there. Obviously, as I mentioned, kind of the focus a little bit, of course, is on things that chasers and spotters can do, and resources they have, and lessons they can learn about when coming upon a disaster, and people and what kind of things we can do. They're definitely experts in that. So, but wherever the questions happen to lead us is fine too. So we'll go about 25 minutes or so, close to the bottom of the hour, and I'll take a break, and we'll reconnect then. You guys good? Collin, Keith, you ready? All right, so let's do the teaser.
I think so.
Whoa, that was a delayed think so. Collin, from you. We might. I don't know if we're coming in. Tell you what, say yes right now. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's not too
Yeah,
too delayed.
That's not bad at
too
all.
bad.
I think he just
Now say
comes in
Sally
like,
sells. No, just kidding.
Okay, we're good.
Peter
I can
Piper
try to
picked
jump
back
on
the-
another device real quick.
Nah, here's the thing, right? This is just the recording. So if we get into things and it gets too muddled up or anything, we'll take a quick cut and you can try and restart. But we'll go. We're flexible. All right, teaser coming in 3, 2. Hey, Storm Freaks, it's Phil, and we are discussing life-saving strategies immediately following a disaster with NASA crew surgeon Keith Brandt and EMT fighter Collin Baldacci. And we are introducing a new segment, Twister Trash Trailers. We're calling it Triple T, and it's all on episode 175 of the Storm Front Freaks podcast. All righty. I said fighter, didn't I?
Yeah, I think you stumbled on that one just a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? A fighter's pretty cool too.
Yeah,
It is
It
pretty
is.
cool.
It is. I like
All
it.
right. So here we go. We're doing our new sound effects here from the software, not from my soundboard. So we're going to see how this goes tonight. All right. Coming in 3, 2. Hey, welcome to the most entertaining weather podcast. This is the award-winning Stormfront Freaks podcast, and it's brought to you by Drive Weather app. The Drive Weather app's interactive time slider, it updates the weather forecast along your route based on your departure time in real time. So have a safer trip by finding the best time to leave and avoid the bad weather. So add it to your phone and check it out at driveweatherapp.com or check it out on your app store. Thanks to all of our Patreon teammates that help support the show. I know we've got in the background studio chat tonight. We've got Garrett and Jeremy are there, so we're glad they were able to join us. You can join us as well at our Patreon site with multiple levels of perks and exclusive merch. So we've got just for our Patreon members to know, we just got in some new stocking caps. So we're going to be sending out Greg some toques for everybody. And we got some new baseball caps as well. So those are things at certain levels that we'll send you out as well. But you can find the Patreon link at stormfrontfreaks.com. And for all of you on the team, thanks for joining the team. Hey, it's happy hour. This is the fun part of doing the show. This may be why we still are doing it 6 years, going on almost 7 years later. It's because it's happy hour, right? And it's a great way. 8? No, we're in episode 8, so 7. No, we're in season 8.
Season 8, yeah.
But it's
7.
been
Gotcha,
it's been
okay, gotcha.
about 7 years. Yeah. So yeah,
Third
can
of
you
my
believe
life.
that? You know, here's I'll share this with you guys quick before I get into finding out what everybody's drinking. So I've been doing the National Storm Chaser Summit is coming up here in a couple weeks near Oklahoma City, and I've been putting together pieces of our past lightning rounds with some of our guests so that in between speakers, they've got a little something that's kind of entertaining to play for the audience while they're getting ready for the next speaker and all that. And, you know, I was looking back at some of the early ones and I'm telling you guys in like 7 years, how old and fat I've gotten just in 7 years is crazy. I don't know what the heck happened. I just got old.
Bill, I've only
really
been
fast.
I've only been on the show for 3 years, and man, you've got old and fat in 3 years.
It's all happened, and yeah, it's all post COVID.
Hey, Phil,
Wait.
it's 7 years of what are you drinking? That's what it is.
That
right.
doesn't help. That doesn't help. All right, so we're going to find out which of our co-hosts are here tonight and find out what they're drinking. I'm going to start up in Minnesota with our producer, Mark MJ Johnson. He's a Skywarn coordinator as well. MJ, what are you drinking?
All right, tonight I've got Shell's Brewery Snowstorm Mahogany Lager
Ooh.
from August Shell Brewing Company in New Ulm, Minnesota.
I was thinking that was in Duluth, but no. Okay,
Nope. New Ulm.
Shells. Okay, good find. I like that one. All right,
Kinda
Mark
channeling Serena.
Maz. Yeah. Mark Maz Massaro, former on-camera meteorologist. What do you got? What are you drinking?
I got my War Pigs, warpigs.com, Lazarite India Pale Ale, and it's got the old space
I
helmet there.
like the look of that.
And they're all, yeah, look at that, right? SpaceX, shuttle, all that stuff.
Ah,
It's a
yes, in honor
skeleton.
of our guest. Very good.
That's right. That's right.
That's a new one for you. Is it good?
It is. It is. Very
Okay.
hoppy.
Hoppy. You're going to be hopping out of your seat. All right, Greg Johnson, our storm chaser and photographer up in Canada. What are you drinking, Greg?
I'm drinking something I call the pile up on I-70, and you can see kind of got a kind of a foggy, snowstorm kind of look to it, but it's just basically gin and juice. So, but it's really good. It's
It looks
awesome.
slick. It looks
It
like
is, yeah. It's
really
really
slick.
icy.
Very good. All right, hey Maz, let's go ahead and get to our guests. What do you got?
Awesome. Hey, we have Dr. Keith Brandt. He is an Air Force flight surgeon with over 30 years of aerospace medicine experience and served as the USAF Aero Medical Liaison to NASA. After retiring from the Air Force, he returned to NASA, where he has been crew surgeon for Shuttle, Soyuz, ISS, and SpaceX missions. And one of his main hobbies is amateur radio, where he has been a skywarn spotter since 1977 and been an emergency management volunteer. We also have Collin Baldacci, firefighter EMT in Evansville, Wyoming, also an American Heart Association CPR and first aid instructor. In addition to those, he has a background in search and rescue, wilderness medicine, certified emergency manager, and an amateur weather nerd. Now, that's what it says. I'm not going to call you that. But so I'm going to start off with Dr. Brandt. So, Keith, I'm not a doctor. I played one on TV. And I just want you to know, there's just saying that if I come across, first of all, I'm thinking you probably have to prepare like crazy for all kinds of different scenarios. But if we got storm chasers and they're going to run across something, I think a lot of us are thinking, what the heck can I do? I'm not a doctor.
There's lots you can do, but you need to be prepared ahead of time. But really, it's easy as ABC for the most part. Any of the classes that you're going to take on first aid are going to start out with the basics: airway, breathing, circulation. The newer ones are starting out to add massive hemorrhage for that. And you just work systematically through what you see in front of you.
I always thought it was always be closing. It's one of those movies, little sales technique there. Well, awesome. I'm going to get back to that in just a sec. So, Collin, you're out there in the wilderness, and you got all kinds. How do we apply? I'm not a doctor, but I can do the ABCs. And then what stuff should we bring with us? I mean, how do you prepare for all this stuff, Collin?
So one of the biggest things is, like you said, is equipment. It's making sure you have the basic equipment to take care of these sort of things. The first thing I always highly recommend to anybody is a tourniquet. And we kind of have the saying of two is one is none. So if you can carry two tourniquets, like Dr. Brandt had said, massive hemorrhage or the loss of blood, it's the number one out of hospital killer in ages 1 to 45, if I have my numbers correct. So when you're looking at that, there's a lot we can do to stop bleeding. And so not only carrying the equipment, but then also knowing how to use it. So knowing that when you see massive hemorrhaging, we start with direct pressure, see if we can get it to stop. Same thing, your mom always said when you were little, get a cut, something, put direct pressure on it. See if you can just get it to stop there. And after that, if you can't, then we're looking at going to the additional movements, things like wound packing, or in most cases now, putting a tourniquet on.
Guys, here's I don't know who wants to take this, but you go out to a first aid class, you take you do the weekend training, and you come out of there fired up, and all the stuff because it's all fresh in your mind, and then you don't come across any kind of disaster or people experiencing trauma. And like anything else, if you don't practice it, it disappears. And I know for myself, I've been in that situation a number of times where, you come across stuff and you kind of catch yourself standing there going like, what the hell am I supposed to actually be doing right now? Any tips for like the average Joe who is, you know, stumbling upon this thing, even if they've got some first aid training, like are there resources to you know, that you want to carry with you in the car, like like just cheat notes, Cole's notes, that kind of stuff?
But you're probably not going to have time to be pulling out the notebooks and looking
Yeah,
things up when it happens.
yeah, good point.
Practice is definitely one of the things you want to try to get under your belt. That's very hard to do, unfortunately. Out in at least the civilian world, we certainly had it beat into us in the military. If you're in a response organization, any kind of a volunteer organization, volunteer fire, they will frequently have events where they'll go out and set up practice patients with makeup to make them look like they're really injured, and you go through and take care of it. One group that's probably good that almost anybody can get into is the CERT, which are your community emergency response teams. They tend to have more organized groups that will go out and practice together in the local community, so you get to know your neighbors and their capabilities, and everybody learns off of each other. So that's one good resource that is almost universally available in the U.S.
And this question is going to be for both of you guys, but I'll start with you, Keith. What's the craziest scenario you've run across in the past? I want to go to the most extreme you guys have both had, and then we're going to kind of relate it back to weather here in a little bit. So
I've been pretty lucky as far as not coming across things when I haven't been on call for it. I had a van flip over right in front of me on a highway once with the driver still strapped in, hanging upside down from the car. They had to crawl in and work her. That's been one of the few that I've come on raw, unless I've been staffing an ambulance or on call medically.
So do you need the clippers or the seatbelt cutter? What do you need?
I actually just left her hanging because I didn't have any gear to catch her on the way down. I was by myself, and I waited till the pros arrived for that with the tools.
So she's not still there.
Not last I checked.
Just left her hanging there.
I literally left her hanging though. Until we got more help out there, because I could not have cut her down, caught her. Her neck was hurting, so I didn't let it make it worse.
Gotcha. Colin, what about you? I mean, I'm guessing you run across blizzards, you run across floods, forest fires. What's the most extreme thing you've run across with this?
So outside of work, they're kind of like Dr. Brandt was saying. I mean, we've got Interstate 25 that runs right here through Wyoming, and come across wrecks on that quite frequently. Actually, just on Tuesday night when I was driving down to where I'm at right now, I came across a wreck of a pickup pulling a horse trailer. Slick roads, it was no unnecessary travel, and we were 20 miles outside of town. And came across this horse trailer and dually pickup that was on its side. And luckily, the occupants themselves, they couldn't quite get themselves out, but they didn't have any injuries. Modern vehicles are a true wonder. I can tell you from the on-duty side, you come across accidents or you get dispatched to wrecks all the time, and you look at the vehicle and think there's absolutely no way, but the modern vehicles are truly made to protect everything in that passenger compartment. They may crumple a lot of times like a sheet of paper, but they're made to protect that passenger compartment. So that was kind of a weird one in that, yes, it was a horse trailer. It was empty, luckily. So there weren't any horses in it at that point, but that's probably one of the more weird ones, because in my head, I was trying to think, what if there are horses in there? Now we've got it on its side. How are we taking care of not only the folks in the vehicle, but potentially horses in the back here?
Colin, in Wyoming, having been on the roads in Wyoming a lot, I know that there are places where you don't have cell phone coverage, right? Like you just can't connect with the right people to get the right help you need. So if you're in that situation, and you come upon something like that, what's the first priority? Like, what would be the first and most important thing to do, because you can't actually contact anybody, like to phone 911 or fire or police or anything?
So that's one that is tough, because there are a lot of variables that play into it as far as your situation goes. But if you take a American Heart Association, or I believe even the Red Cross's curriculum for CPR, for first aid, one of the first things that they always say to do is to get the emergency response cycle started. You want to get folks headed your way rather than getting stuck with something that you can't get away from. Now, if there's something bleeding, you can stop real quickly. You can get somebody away from, a burning vehicle, anything like that, where you do have issues where, you don't have that cell signal, you don't have radio service, whatever sort of communication vehicle you have there. The most important thing is going to be to get folks headed your way, to get additional help. Because like you said, there's a lot of very rural places through here, even out where my family's ranch is. It's going to be at least 45 minutes before anybody gets out to that area should something happen. And so it might be that you got to get to the top of that hill on the ridge or on the horizon and get signal and get folks heading your way. But that's going to be the most important thing.
All right. So Keith, question for you. Someone who's completely untrained, no CPR training, first aid training, anything like that, but they're a storm chaser or a spotter, and they come across a situation where a storm has come through and a house has been destroyed, and they find that there's people involved. As a bystander who's not trained, give me, at least in your opinion, what's at least something that, if it's me, I can do to still be of assistance and not be a hindrance?
As Colin said, one of the biggest killers is bleeding. So stop the bleeding, number one. Other than that, your best thing is not move them unless they're in immediate danger. Try to keep them warm and dry, cover them up, and just wait for the help, and go out and find the help and point people back in to where the victims are so they can get to them when the guys roll up in the big trucks.
Good. And so, Colin, then I'll go to you. Stop the bleed, obviously very important. What's something, again, if I'm not trained and I don't have a tourniquet on me, help us out with what are some resources we might have on us or available that we could use?
Okay. And I'm going to add one more thing into what Dr. Brandt had just said. Yeah. And with your previous question, one big thing, especially in storm ravaged places, is debris fields. Where there's debris fields access to a place. If you're close enough and you can start clearing debris, so we can get that ambulance, we can get that cot, whatever it is, you can get we can get that closer. That's cutting down on time to patient. So that's another big one that if you have time, as you're waiting for us to arrive, if you can start clearing debris, making our access easier, that's a huge deal. As far as what other equipment, the big movie thing, the one people always talk about is the belt. I don't know, my belts are usually leather, and I don't think they really get that tight. And that really, it doesn't do what a tourniquet does. When it comes to severe bleeding, there's not a lot you're going to be able to do to stop it. But if you've got that blood that's coming out, especially if it's a little, what we call spurting blood, in the field there, direct pressure, putting direct pressure on it, whether it's with a t-shirt, whether it's with a towel, something, getting direct pressure on that wound, and trying to control or stop the bleeding there, is going to be a huge deal, and hopefully it is able to get that bleed at least slowed down until we can get there.
Garrett, one of our Patreon members, just made a comment here, and I would like both of you to weigh in on myth or fact that liability. If I'm not one of you guys, it's not my living, it's not what I'm trained to do, but I attempt to help somebody and I cause further damage. I'm thinking spinal cord injury type thing. Dr. Brandt, you talked about not moving, but I mean, if somebody's in a life-threatening position, is that myth or is it truth that liability becomes a factor, and where's that line?
Most states and the U.S., in fact, I think all states in the U.S. and most countries have Good Samaritan laws. It's not a totally get out of jail free card if you do something stupid, but if you're in good faith trying to help, there's really been no successful lawsuits in that kind of a situation. So, and if you look at it, somebody is down, they're bleeding massively, they're going to die if you don't do something. If their heart is stopped, they're going to die if you don't do something. You can't hurt a corpse. Try it. Get in there and do your best.
Got it.
I don't know if
What would you guys? I'm sorry. What would you guys say are some common? Colin, I'll start with you. Common mistakes people that
Great
aren't
question.
completely trained, or maybe even are trained, but common mistakes they might make in the field, or that you've heard about or you've seen that people could avoid. So, Colin, start with you.
So the first one would, I guess, be not doing anything because of that worry, because of the, I don't want to get myself in trouble. Another big one is assuming somebody else is going to do something, or assuming because you see this that, 911's probably already been called, or they've already alerted it. Ask, simply ask, has somebody called 911? You'd be shocked at how many times that occurs where, everybody rushes to help, or something tragic happens, and we say, "Oh, yeah, wait, somebody should call 911." That's a big one. As far as treatment, if you're trying to stop a bleed, direct pressure, trying not to use a shoelace. We've seen that before. Somebody tried to use a shoelace as a tourniquet. Bungee cords is another one that seems to come out. If you absolutely can't do anything. If you absolutely don't have something clean, putting direct pressure on with your shirt or a towel, something different, so it's not your direct hands or blood contact. How many of us have little cuts, scrapes, and stuff all over our hands, and now you're getting their blood, their whatever all over you? We like to have the saying of, if it's wet and not yours, don't touch it. Sometimes you don't always get that opportunity.
That's just a good life lesson in general, Colin.
Yeah, and you'd be shocked at how many times in the EMS field you end up covered and you don't really know what it is. But it's a worry. It is a worry. But like Dr. Brandt said, everybody wants to do something. We have this innate feeling that we need to help. And we really want to jump in and figure out how we are going to do that. Another big issue that we've seen in the past, especially when it comes to people trying to perform CPR, obviously we had a huge nationwide example of how important CPR is, but a lot of people, and I think I saw it in the comments, get so amped up on adrenaline that we lose that 100 to 120 beats per minute of chest compressions. And you see people that are just pumping really, really fast. A lot of times really not even very deep, but they get this adrenaline rush and they just want to pump as fast as they can on this person's chest. There's a reason that we recommend 100 to 120 beats per minute. There's lots of songs out there, if you want to look them up, that have that 100 to 20 beats per minute. That perfect rhythm.
Any songs by the Bee Gees in particular?
How deep is your love?
Bee Gees, and again, they just, another one bites the dust. Ironically, is a good one.
I think Staying Alive's a better option.
I do too. He was a Baby Shark. That was one that came out a couple years ago that they said, hey, that actually worked well. Dealing with that being stuck in your head afterwards might be a little tough.
Yeah.
But
Hey, I do want to go to Keith on that same question. Basically, anything that he's aware of or has seen or heard about in the field as far as common mistakes made from people that are trained or not trained.
One thing people do is get really focused on one person when you've got 10 people laying out there. You come up to the first person and the tendency is want to try to fix everything that's going on with that person. You do the life-saving things and move on. If their leg's sitting out at a funky angle that it's not supposed to be at, that's not going to kill them. But the guy 2 people down from you may be bleeding heavily. So you got to do your minimum you need to do to save a life, then move on until you got everybody treated the first time around. Then you circle back and reassess.
So Keith, you come upon somebody, a storm chaser comes upon the aftermath of a huge tornado. We've all seen the videos, like nothing around but people and all over the place. We talked about the injuries you can see. What about like shock, and where does that rank in the whole, you need to take care of that, and how would you even recognize it?
Right. You look at, there's a whole system out there of triage, which is French word for sorting, but how you rank and stack how you're going to sort people. And it does take that into consideration. But again, that kind of takes training. Probably the biggest thing you're going to see on somebody as just looking at them from a distance and trying to determine if they're in shock is, how's their brain working? Can they answer questions appropriately? Do they know what's going on? Obviously, in that situation, they're going to be kind of shell shocked just from the devastation, but you can kind of get a feel for how their brain's working, how's their color looking, and without IV fluids, about the only thing you can do is have them just sit down, lay down, look for any of those things that you can see going on, like the massive bleeding, and then move on.
All right, so I've got a question for all of you. I don't know if you're like me and you think you're familiar with the American Meteorological Society. Have you ever thought like that's just for meteorologists? Like I'm not a meteorologist. I can't participate in any of that. So here's the fun part is they have what's now called the AMS Weather Band. Basically, it's an opportunity to team up with members who have been in the forefront of weather and water and climate research for over 100 years. And the cool thing is you get to go behind the scenes with these 10,000 plus scientists and broadcasters, educators and researchers that are all a part of the AMS. So the AMS Weather Band, that's what this is called. It brings together the weather professionals and the weather enthusiasts. Okay. So band members, you can grow your knowledge and appreciation of weather and climate. You get to participate in virtual events. They've got online discussions, Q&As, webinars, photo contests, and more. In the AMS Weather Band, it also gives you the opportunity to interact directly with those in the scientific community. So if you're a weather nerd like we all are, it's a great opportunity to get involved with the AMS and be able to participate in a lot of the resources that they have. If you want to learn more and join the band, you can do it today at amsweatherband.org. So, hey, it's time to, we're going to take a break. I got to get a refill. I'm sure you do too. So we'll be right back with more from Keith and Colin.
Good stuff, guys.
Colin, where'd you say you were in Wyoming?
There you go.
So Evansville. So the way I always explain it is that when people from Casper talk about the other side of the tracks, that's Evansville.
Oh.
That's us.
Okay.
That we're the other side of the tracks from Casper.
I in 2021, I was between Sundance and Newcastle, and I can't remember whether it was on 18. I can't remember the highway number. Anyway, no cell signal. Not storm chase related, because I mean I was storm chasing, but just came upon a head on, and a lot of people stopped, but literally it was a 20-minute drive for somebody just to be able to get a phone call to get 911. It was probably 45 minutes or so before anyone arrived. It was scary stuff.
Yeah. So it's kind of a longer, I guess, diatribe, but the new Apple phones with the like crash collision. Mm-hmm. So the other part of that is that a lot of that is based off of cell signal. So we've been having issues where we're getting called to accidents where it's been an auto call from the Apple system where somebody's driving along at 60, 70 miles an hour, suddenly loses service, and that their device recognizes that as a crash, even if they just hit a pocket of no service. And so we're being dispatched to accidents.
Pocket of
all
no
over
service. You mean
state.
Montana?
Yeah. But
Wow.
it's an interesting like little detail that they're trying to get sorted out, but it's this auto call from Apple that there's been an accident in this location, and getting out there and realizing nothing's going on. And so I know the director of a search and rescue group over in Fremont County, Wyoming, and they've been out on searches for that. And then
Really?
after like the third or fourth missing person search, they started doing the research and realized it was all basically the same spot, same new Apple iOS phones, things like that. And what do you know?
This sounds like a class action lawsuit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you send the bill to Apple for all those responses? That's crazy.
No, but I had heard rumor they were working on getting it fixed. But
yeah, I read about that. Too. I read about that too, and I think they are supposedly working on it. Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Brandt, I want to thank you, by the way, for making me realize I really, really need to work on my resume.
Okay, so everybody doing good? Colin, Keith, you guys good?
All good.
All right. Yeah. So here's what we'll do. Yeah. So we'll come back in for our second segment here. So I'll bring us in and start with some additional questions, and the rest of you guys can continue to go. And we'll go maybe another 10, 15 minutes until we hear... Nope, not that one. So that's the sound for our lightning round. So Colin and Keith, we're going to play a little lightning round game show with you guys. And then when we finish that game show, we'll take our second and break. Okay?
Sounds good.
You guys good? Keith or Colin, either one of you on a time schedule tonight? We need to get you out of here at a certain time? Or
Nope, all good.
Cool. You guys all ready? All right, so here we go. We are coming back in 3, 2. Hey, welcome back to the show. Hey, I want everybody to know what the neat thing about how I actually got introduced to both Keith and Colin was we have been talking about now for a while, and of course it's a passion project of mine of storm chaser safety and really wanting to put that community in even a more positive light with the general public, that we're not just going around chasing storms and and who cares what happens, but really trying to be a force and a positive force to be there when that destruction does happen, because it will happen. That's inevitable in what we do and inevitable in storms. And so we have been putting together and we've actually put together a small, pretty simple little emergency kit that storm chasers can keep in their car. It's actually all stacked in a water bottle. And inside the water bottle, there's just some simple resources, one of which, Colin, is a tourniquet for those that show that they've got some kind of first aid training. We're going to give that out to those individuals. But the goal is we're giving these out at some of the conferences and things that we go to where anybody shows us that, hey, you've got your CPR certification, or you've got your first aid certification, or you're a first responder already, right? Hey, we'll give you one of the little first aid kits we put together. But that's how we got introduced, is both of you were so generous and thoughtful to reply back with some ideas, using your experience on things that should be in that first aid kit and in your experience and everything else. So that's what I want to ask you for the benefit of everybody else. And I want to ask this to both of you. Keith, I'll start with you to give me a top 5 list of what are some things that a storm chaser or a storm spotter can keep in their vehicle, so when inevitably something like that happens and they come across a disaster and people that need help, will be useful, beneficial, and again, doesn't take up the entire back seat of the car.
You really need to take care of yourself, so make sure you've got your own personal safety gear in there. If you're dealing with debris, a good pair of leather gloves would be handy to have. Make sure you're wearing good shoes when you're out chasing, just in case you come across those scenarios. Medical gear, the common things. You're going to have cuts, scrapes, have some band-aids on you. Maybe an ace bandage to hold something on there, or a minor sprain. Antibiotic ointment for those scrapes that are going to be from very dirty circumstances. Those are your very common things you're going to come across. Moving up from there, bigger bandages, the chemical cold packs that you can pop open and put on an injury, the tourniquets, but learn how to use them, please, because there's tactics to it. And Stop the Bleed program is a commercial one that most places will give you for free. Do it. Get trained on that. Other bigger bandage and supplies, I wouldn't, without big training, I wouldn't worry anything big about airway control or any needles or anything that would
Hey,
take
Keith,
higher
Keith,
training
I'm
for.
sorry. I'm going to stop you just for a second. Are you
Okay.
hearing MJ a little, I don't know, popping?
Yes, I was just
popping
going to go.
in your mic.
Okay, let me try an alternate mic.
There you go.
No,
All of a sudden, you're sounding fine.
I think
so
it just, yeah.
I didn't change anything.
Okay.
No, I
Could be
think
the
it was
internet.
something that just happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just going to quick count you in to explain when you talked about after the Band-Aids and things like that, you went up a level, started talking a little bit about tourniquets, but no, let's just kind of start there with the next level. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, 3, 2.
When you want to move up into a higher level gear to keep with you, things like the tourniquets are absolutely good to do, but please get training on them. There's a commercial program out there called Stop the Bleed. You can even do an online academic part of it, then go do a hands-on part. It's great for learning how to stop those massive hemorrhages. Minor splitting gear, but I wouldn't go to anything that requires needles, airway gear. Those are advanced training skills that you need advanced training for.
Good, Colin. What else? What else can you add to that you feel would be important, simple, doesn't take up a lot of space?
So I completely agree with Dr. Brandt's list there. One thing I might add in, they don't cost hardly anything, that they don't take up a lot of space, but it's those Mylar little survival blankets, warm things. I know if you watch big marathons, things like that, they're always handing them out at the finish line. Just those sort of things, especially if people don't have anything to cover up with, somebody is starting to get a little shocky on you. Those little blankets can actually do a whole lot of good. And again,
I like contractor trash bags. They hold up better. You can crawl inside them or make a hole in them and make it into a raincoat. So I think they hold up a lot better than the Mylar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm used to more about what we have on the ambulance. Looks kind of bad if we put somebody in a trash bag on the ambulance. But yeah, the same basic principle that as the Mylar blanket with the trash bag. It's something to keep warmth in, to let them hopefully relax a little bit. Maybe start to compensate a little.
Is that bag him and tag him? Is that what that is? The bag?
That's if your day is going really bad.
Yeah.
Hey guys, can we just switch a little bit when it comes to taking care of people? Can we just talk about the mental side a little bit, and not so much for the people you come across, but most of us aren't trained and don't do it every day, acting as a paramedic or a firefighter or that sort of stuff. And you hear all the time, PTSD and if you're not equipped to deal with those situations, what advice do you have? I mean, how do you guys personally, like, having seen some of the stuff you've seen, how do you deal with it? Like, what are some techniques or tricks? Dr. Brandt, let's go to you first.
You've really got to make sure you have an outlet, somebody you can talk to. It helps if it's somebody that's been in similar circumstances because they know what it's like. They've been there, done that. If you can work it at the scene immediately after things have kind of calmed down a little bit, to have a critical incident stress debriefing is the formal term for it. You don't have to be that formal with it. Just everybody get together. Hopefully you got somebody experienced there that says, man, this is rough. I've seen this. This is going to make you feel bad. Don't be afraid you're going to have flashbacks to it. This is going to be in the forefront of your mind for a while. That's all normal. You're not going crazy with it. So talk it out among yourselves, have somebody to talk to, and if it's really getting intrusive in your life, get that professional counseling from a psychologist, your minister, somebody that's trained in dealing with this kind of stress.
Did you see that in the, like NASA and SpaceX? Do you run across that kind of stuff there more often than? And
we train for it. We have the facilities for it. We are there. But fortunately, other than a couple major disasters, and those, of course, had all the professional background there for the rescuers that were going out and dealing with that. They had we've got a very strong psychological support program in NASA, an employee support program. So we've got very deep backup for that.
so what was most of your days like? I'm sorry to switch gears just a little bit, but I'm very curious. When you were dealing with NASA and all that, what was a typical day dealing in your field?
There is no such thing as a typical day.
Which is probably why you love the work, right?
I do. I really do. I would do that sitting in an office every day,
Right.
doing the same thing over and over. Most of my day in and day out, sitting in meetings. We have a lot of planning. Aerospace medicine is not as much hands-on, but when you're working with a crew, when you're working a mission, then you're a little bit more hands-on with it. But then again, your patient's 300 kilometers above your head. So it's all telemedicine from that standpoint. But we're not only just dealing with the astronauts, we're dealing with future missions, getting ready for those. The current missions, we deal with hardware, we deal with software, we deal with wetware. It's a big variety. So really, I'm not kidding when there's no such thing as a typical day.
And you have Elon Musk on speed dial, right?
Not so far. I have not met up with him, but
that response is all we needed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Colin, I want to find out from you, because obviously being in Wyoming, this is, I think, where a lot of your experience is beneficial to maybe a storm chaser that's, out in the boondocks where a tornado might hit, for example, and it's a farmhouse surrounded by tons of farmland and nobody else. So being in Wyoming, I guess, tell us a little bit about what have you seen? Are people living in Wyoming, because there's so many different secluded areas, are they better at being trained or trying to get the education they need to be able to, if something happens, knowing, hey, it might take a while to get a first responder here? Have you seen that where you're at?
Yeah, I would say that for the most part that's true. There's obviously going to be exceptions where people that just aren't, or that they've been doing it the same way for 50, 60 years, and it's just the way that it goes, and they've never had to use it, so they've never actually sought out that training. But I would say we usually typically have a little bit more on hand, especially when you're out in that sort of area. And the other thing that I think we're really good at in Wyoming is, first off, calling on help of neighbors. So even if you don't know, but the guy at the ranch next door, he's a doctor, or he's this, that, the other, they are calling for their help, because it's going to be a long time before the ambulance gets there. And the other thing we're really good at is giving directions to this road, and you're going to take the 8th left onto the 2-track next to the yellow sign, and you're going to meet this pickup at this location. And that, as crazy as it sounds, that sort of information helps a ton. That's a huge help, to just be able to give directions to how to get to actual places. I'd say the other thing I could add on that just kind of came to mind is being able to get themselves out of situations. That they do have something go wrong, they can get themselves to a location to get that cell signal, or meet up with responders in one way or another.
So, Colin, I grew up during the Smokey and the Bandit era, so my CB knowledge is limited, and I'm sure MJ's about to go, oh my gosh, don't even talk shortwave, Mark, because you know what
Keith
you're talking
too.
about.
Keith is a big radio guy.
Yeah. So do you guys recommend any, if you're out in like I don't want to say nowhere land, because that's not what I mean, but where there's, incommunicado, basically. Is there something you take with you?
So Wyoming itself started a program a couple years ago, the Be Prepared 307. It's really geared more towards search and rescue. And if you buy a commercial over the counter, is it GMRS? Is my radio knowledge there right, or am I completely off?
Yep, GMRS.
There? Yeah. If you buy one of those, they've got a specific channel that you tune to and a tone that search and rescue teams will usually try to monitor. So if you are somewhere, and I'll see if I can find a link to it to drop in there, but it was something that was started by our Wyoming Hazards Association, along with Wyoming Office of Homeland Security and a lot of the search and rescue teams. Here's a frequency that it's not monitored 24/7, but should you need help, should you need to try to get somebody, we will try to monitor that so we can pick you up. I know that Sublette County, where Pinedale, Wyoming is, they've had some good luck with it. People, they've got signs up all over, and they've been able to find people, or have others, especially like snowmobilers, give them directions to their specific location because of that, because they were able to contact them on the radio and get directions as to where they were at, where they were stuck.
So it's not Breaker 19, right?
I want to know, Keith, because Keith has got a lot of this too. What's your recommendation?
Yeah, I never go anywhere without my radio, and this one will do almost DC to light, though I'm only authorized for certain frequencies transmitting. But a lot of times the ham radio will get through when the cell signals are down. So even if you're in an area where the cell coverage is pretty good, during a disaster, it's going to get totally overwhelmed by everybody calling, and the ham radio doesn't rely on that. Out in the middle of the nowhere, there's no guarantee that there's going to be anybody else around, but you at least got another mechanism by where you can call and try to get help with it. And some people even have the HF frequencies on their cars, so those go long distance, so you got a better chance of getting people out in the middle of nowhere.
Cool. Phil, you're muted.
Okay, so hey, gentlemen. So that's the sound. It's time for our lightning round. So this is, if you're familiar or not, this is our game show of flashy and brilliant questions that we have for our guests. And so we're going to play a little game tonight with the two of you. Obviously, both of you have a medical background. So I thought this would be fun tonight to play this game called Another Weekly Trip to the Hospital. So another weekly trip to the hospital. So here's what this is. This comes from bestmedicaldegrees.com, and they put together a top 10 list of the most popular hospital TV shows over the years. Okay, most popular hospital TV shows over the years. So here's what I'm going to do. I've got a little randomizer here on my phone, and I'm going to start with Keith, and I'm just going to pick one of the top 10 shows, and I'm going to kind of read off a little synopsis of it, and if you can guess it, you get the point. If you can't, then I'll go to Colin. He gets a chance to guess what that show is, and if he can't get it, then I'm going to go to the freaks. All right. And then once we're done with that, then I'm going to go to Colin's going to be the next one, right? So we'll go back and forth here for a little bit. So I'm going to hit the randomizer. And so this is, Keith, for you. You get, of the top 10, you get number 9. So this is the number 9 most popular hospital TV show in history. And I'm going to give you the synopsis. You tell me if you know the show or not, okay? Edie, not Eddie. Edie Falco had just left The Sopranos when she landed this role as a nurse with a bucket load of personal problems, one of Showtime's most popular original series ever. An overworked RN got through her days on drugs, which made each story either dramatic, comedic, or both, often at the same time. Do you know the show?
Absolutely no idea.
Okay, so Colin, we'll go to you. Any idea? Edie Falco was the actress?
No idea.
Okay, Freaks.
I got the first part. It's nurse something.
Oh, that's helpful. Thanks.
Well,
Okay. Anybody?
Nurse Jackie.
yes,
Very good. That's
come on.
Nurse Jackie.
it was helpful, wasn't it?
Nurse
It was.
Jackie. All right, we're going to hit the randomizer. This is
Surprisingly.
for Colin. Colin, show number 4 on the list. There was no stopping this program when it first aired in 2005. Ratings and awards were a given. Women swooned over McDreamy. But the core of the show were the women doctors, strong, sexy, and very smart. Yes, the show is a soap opera of sorts and a long-running one at that. But despite the cast changes, the show rolls on, still popular and groundbreaking. Name that show.
I believe that would be Grey's Anatomy.
That would be correct. Very, very well done. All right, so Freak's got one. Colin, you got one. All right, it's going back to you, Keith. Randomizer says number 6 on the top 10 list. This drama enjoyed great popularity in the 1980s, in no small part thanks to a star-studded cast. Show alumni include Denzel Washington, Howie Mandel, David Morse, and Mark Harmon. The show drew both praise and criticism for the twist at the very end of its final episode, but the impact on popular culture endures to this day.
Could that be St. Elsewhere?
That would be St. Elsewhere. Very good. All right, you got a point. Here we go. Colin. We get show number 2. Wow, you're getting 2 and 4. You're getting kind of the easy ones, I guess, huh? Sorry, Keith. It's a randomizer. I'm just picking what the phone says.
It's easy, but we'll see what happens.
All right, Colin, number 2. You may fight us on this one. Many critics think that this is the best medical show ever, and that would be hard to deny. The original pitch was simple. Sherlock Holmes is a doctor who solves mysterious cases every week. So far, so good. But the way actor Hugh Laurie played the character broke all the rules. How many drug-addicted, grumpy, rude genius doctors become heroes and star in a long-running TV show? Name the show.
That would be House.
Very good. House, well done. Okay, here we go. Keith, you got number 3. This is a classic in every sense of the word. It's based on the Robert Altman movie of the same name. No one could have expected the TV series to even approach the popularity of the flick, which was a not-so-veiled criticism of war in general and the Vietnam War in particular, even though the TV show took place in Korea. Alan Alda, already a star, became a megastar as the wisecracking surgeon using his wits to remain sane in a blood-soaked makeshift operating room.
One of my favorites, MASH.
Absolutely.
Ding, ding.
Yeah, I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy.
Yep.
All right, we'll do a couple more here. Colin, you get number 5 on the list. You mean you've never seen an episode of this long-running afternoon soap opera? Or you've never heard of Luke and Laura? Where have you been the last 50 years? Like most soap operas, this one had its share of murders, marriages, mistresses, and general all-around mayhem. But what really stands out are the number of big stars who got their starts here. Elizabeth Taylor even was such a fan that she signed up to do some guest appearances. Name that show.
Would this be General Hospital?
That would be General Hospital.
Nice.
Very good. All right, we're going to do 2 more. All right, Keith, you get number 1.
Whoa.
I'm going to read a sentence at a time, and if you think you know what it is, you shout it out, okay? All right, a show that ruled the airwaves for 15 years with its mix of drama, comedy, and angst, set in a large city emergency room. And the stars, George Clooney became a megastar based on his work here. Julianne Margulies as well was introduced to the world. And it was created by best-selling author Michael Crichton. This was more than about just love and lives gained and lost. It was a must-see TV at the highest level of artistic achievement. Name that show.
ER.
Ding-a-ding-ding.
Bingo.
Nice.
Very good. All right, Colin, you get the last
I
one.
watch that every week.
Was that
That's
what
started.
got you into what you're doing now?
I can't say for certain, but actually, right out of college, I graduated and went and became an emergency manager at a hospital here, and
Wow.
that probably played something into it. But truly, my family, we watched that every single week growing up.
His
That was a
license plate
staple.
say McDreamy.
That's right.
All right, here we go, Colin. Last one, number 7 on the list of top 10. This show follows the story of John Michael J.D. Dorian as he begins his medical career at Sacred Heart Hospital. The show occasionally veers into the more serious or dramatic storylines and has earned praise for the accuracy of both its medicine and its depiction of the early career experience. At its core, however, it strives for bizarre, even absurd comedy first and foremost, and places detailed depictions of medical practice much further down on the priority list.
Is this Scrubs?
It is.
That
Oh,
would be
okay.
Scrubs.
I didn't remember that
Very,
one.
very
What's
good.
emergency? He didn't do emergency.
Yeah.
Or
No, I
Doogie
know.
Howser.
I'm surprised. Doogie Howser, emergency,
Doogie.
what was it, 51 or something like that?
Good doctor.
Yeah. I agree. So here were the other ones we didn't do. Number 8 was Nip Tuck. And number 10, this goes way back, 1960s. It was a tie between Dr. Kildare and Ben Casey.
Oh, wow.
2 shows in the 60s, I guess.
Well, Marcus Welby, MD. Come
Yeah,
on, man.
right.
Oh, there's
Quinn, medicine
so
doctor,
many.
woman, or whatever.
Martha
I don't
Quinn,
know.
medicine woman.
Martha. No, it was not Martha.
It's basically the genre is saturated.
All right, so gentlemen, you did an awesome job there. Do this, I guess, Keith. I'll start with you. Let our listeners know how they can find you on social media, etc.
I am not on social media in any public way, so don't look for me. Go out and look for some good training online.
Oh, very
In other
good.
words, don't look for me ever.
Get off my lawn.
If you like good puns, then that's what you'll find on my post. That's it.
Unless you're Elon.
That's good. That's good. All right, Colin, how about you? Where can people find you? Colin?
I don't post a ton online, but I'm at YOCB on Instagram and Twitter. But I use those more for watching other stuff and getting news alerts or finding other funny memes and stuff to send around. But that's really my handle is the WYOCB.
Very good. All right, we'll tell you what, we're going to take our last break, but when we get back, it is going to be time for hashtag Weather Fools and our new Triple T segment.
That was fun.
Gentlemen, great job. Yeah. So here's one thing I'm going to ask you guys to do, if you would. I'll start, Keith, with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you could do a quick little sound clip and just say, this is NASA crew surgeon Dr. Keith Brandt, and you're listening to the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
Hi, this is NASA crew surgeon Keith Brandt, and you are listening to the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
Perfect.
Nice.
All right, Colin, you're next. You can say you're a fighter. But you can just say, hi, this is Colin Baldacci, EMT and firefighter, and you're listening to the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
Hi, this is Colin Baldacci, firefighter ET, and you are listening to the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
Perfect. Rock stars.
It took Cantori 5 takes to do that one, Colin.
Yeah, I did.
That's it.
I'm Jim Cantroy. Don't tell him I said that.
We're live, Maz. We're live.
Bill,
Oops.
Live.
Oops.
Go ahead.
So I was going to tell you, so a lot of the teaching I do is online, and I train other instructors with the online training as well. I actually recommend, especially when they're team teaching, that they check out the raw sessions that you guys have online to show how you like plan from coming back from breaks, how you plan intros and things like that. I actually recommend your guys' raw sessions to other instructors on like classroom control and like being able to lead in and have that, not just, oh, I guess everybody's back. We're going to get started here.
Oh, worst case scenario.
It's one.
I like that. That's good.
That's good.
Great, yeah.
Well, that
Cool.
would
Well,
explain
thanks for sharing.
That would explain the 4 views last month, Phil.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. Yeah, cool.
we got
Thanks,
Angela.
Colin. No, it's nice.
Hey, Angela's
yeah,
here.
Angela. So how are you?
I'm good. I don't know how my audio is because
You sound good. You sound
Squeaky.
outside with some crickets or
Crickets.
something.
Oh yeah.
Where
have
are you
probably-
tonight, Angela?
I'm at Walt Disney World.
Nice.
So
Did you have a good day today?
I did.
All your dreams come true?
Sure. I'm really intoxicated right now. So
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
Perfect.
Welcome to the
Perfect.
show.
So all your
Disney
dreams
World.
are coming true. That's outstanding. Well, since we have you on, do you have any intoxicating questions for our guests?
I don't. Just thank you for coming on.
Okay.
I look forward to listening to it since I'm late to the show, obviously.
Oh, that's cool. I have another drink. What the hell?
That's right.
How late do they stay open in Walt Disney World? Where are you in Walt Disney World, or are you at the hotel?
I'm at
No.
the hotel right now.
Okay. All right.
We got back 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
By tram? Hopefully by tram.
By bus, but yes.
There's nothing like
I
getting
was not
hammered and
driving.
riding the teacups.
Oh,
So I had like 5 drinks within like 45 minutes.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
we
And
were
then I went
thirsty.
and rode.
world
the most-
all.
Then I went and rode. What's the Rock and Roller Coaster? It's the most intense roller coaster on Disney property. I went
Yeah.
through it like 6 times in a row.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh. Did you throw up?
No.
No,
Powering
you
through.
should. You should. It's coming. Just saying. Man.
Don't jinx me.
Wow.
All right, so let's do this. Let's and Keith and Colin, if you guys still want to stick around, you're welcome here for these last couple of segments. If you got to go, you can go. It's completely up to you.
Been here this long, might as well stick around.
Yeah,
All right.
Calling you in for the
I've
info.
got I've got that,
Yeah, you
that
never-
weather or the weather fool one that I sent you earlier.
Oh, that's right. You got a weather
Yeah.
pool.
And you never know who's going to show up drunk late to the show.
That's right.
Correct. Yeah. It's good fun.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. So we'll come back out of break, and Greg, you are coming into the Who, right?
Yep.
And part of this is then applause comes in, and then that's kind of when you can come in. Okay,
Yep.
so you got that. So weather fools, I have 2.
I'm combining 4 of mine into 1, and then I've got 2 others, so I got 3 total.
Okay,
It's a lot of math.
Yeah.
that is woo.
It'll make
Angela,
sense.
did Angela catch that? Just
Angela's
that's
still trying to figure what that.
Is that 7? Carry the 2.
So Colin has one. So Colin, we need you to share your screen, and then when Greg goes to you, MJ will just pull
I'll
it
take
up
care of it, yep.
for everybody at that point, and you can go to it and start talking about it at that point.
And I do have one as well.
Okay. Phil, have we ever had a guest come with a weather fool?
I don't know.
I
This
don't
could
think
be a
so
first.
either.
Yeah, this could be a first. I think I might mention that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did send it like in case somebody else didn't have one. It happens to be a very recent Wyoming one.
It's good. It's good. And also both Keith and Colin, you guys now are a part of the peanut gallery like the rest of us. So you're welcome to comment on the stuff you see and like the rest of us do. So you're a part of the team at this point. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. So sharing the screen. So MJ, I'm going to say this because I'm on Firefox now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to share my screen with audio for the trailer part.
For the what?
And I didn't see when I shared my screen, I didn't see anything where it said allow my audio to be played.
I think it will work, but I can't guarantee that.
Well, tell you what, how about
we
pull
try
it up? Let me quick try it.
Nope, no sound.
I do not hear it.
No sound, okay. So
that's
I'm
from
going to
Twister, isn't it?
stop sharing. We're going to try this again.
Who uses Firefox?
Hey, it's
Yeah.
supposed to be. StreamYard says that's the best browser to use for
Really?
If you're doing
DuckDuckGo.
DuckDuckGo. Sorry.
No one tracking me, baby.
Screen share.
Oh, I just lost Colin. I lost your screen share, and I lost somebody else's too.
Yeah. So when I started sharing my screen, I lost like all network. Like it bogged it down, I guess, too much. So I might see if I can get it on another device and get it shared or.
Do you have a link to it? Maybe somebody could pull it up.
Phil, you could share it, Collins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can do that. So hold on. Let MJ pull mine up again.
It is.
No.
Still nothing.
No.
Yeah, son of a gun.
I thought we had we got this to work, but I don't remember how.
On Firefox.
Firefox, yeah, but I don't remember how.
So go to present, not a slide, extra camera. It's a screen share. Allow to share your screen.
Hey, Angela.
Yes, sir.
I love you, man.
Well, if you love me that much, so I had a $300 bar tab. You can just go ahead and reimburse
Phil.
me for that.
Holy cow.
Phil, bring it up in Chrome and then share the Chrome. You can
Please tell me there were others with you.
You can cross browser.
Yeah,
share.
my sister and our friend was with us.
Okay.
That's good, because 300 by yourself, that's a big day. Whew. And then the rock and roll coaster. That's crazy.
And don't
That's
forget
still-
the teacups.
Is that
I
still
haven't done the cups
Aerosmith
yet.
themed?
It is still Aerosmith. Steve.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. See,
Yeah.
I can't even talk.
Yes, you can. That's easy for you to say.
Okay, MJ, I'm going to share screen.
Greg, that was a big bottle of something she was drinking out of.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Coca-Cola.
Yeah, because it's still asking me to share the screen through Firefox. So even if I share my whole screen,
Do you want me to play the trailer, Phil?
I don't know. Do you guys see it and hear it?
We see it, not
See
hear
it, we
it.
don't hear it.
Can't you share the? Can't you share that tab?
Not from Firefox.
Oh, really? That's
Firefox
how we
doesn't
do
let
it,
you
but-
share a
Man.
tab.
Give me a second.
It's
here.
called Atomic Twister.
One of them is, yeah. StreamYard, entire screen. StreamYard.
How about a window? No, it should be. I don't know then. Might have to have somebody else share it.
I've got it up here.
Okay, here I'm going to send you, Greg, I'll send you the email that's got both the links I was going to use.
Okay.
And then I will pull up Collins.
You can bring Collins up, yeah, and you can.
Yeah. Oh, Colin, did
This
you
is the
email
fun
that
part
to
of the
me?
show.
Or did you text it to me?
I think I just texted it to you. You want me to shoot it to you via email?
Nah, let me see if I can pull it off.
This wouldn't be the episode to have your folks look at, Colin. Just saying.
Oh my God.
Oh, I think you sent it on Twitter, maybe?
I thought I had just. Yeah,
No.
it looks like I sent it Monday via text.
Text.
You want to test this, Greg?
Sure. This is Fire Twister Fire Twister
here it is.
Test.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
sound.
I hear it.
I can hear it
Okay, perfect. Check the other one.
as well.
Iron declare.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, hold on. I'm going to email the link. Paste.
I did just email it to you, Phil.
Oh, you did? Okay. I just emailed it to myself, too. Oh, maybe not, actually. So, here we go. I got it. So, copy.
Who's on? One is none.
Who's on first?
Save. Copy link address. Firefox. All right,
Angela, how much are tickets now?
You probably don't want to know. I
It's
know
like
just
one-
the hotel was like $1,000 for 5 nights,
Okay.
and I think it's like 140 per day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you at least get to make out with Prince Charming or something for that price?
Nah, no, I'm
Or
good.
Goofy.
Nah,
Goofy, right?
I'm only on. This is my first day, full day. Yesterday was a travel day, so
Well, tomorrow's going to be a little bit later start, I suspect.
no, I'm
All
gonna
right.
power through.
All right, I think I'm good. All right, so Greg, when we get to that, I'll just we'll start with the Atomic Twister one first,
Okay.
and play that. Make sure some of those might have ads on the front end, so play through that first before we get
I think
started.
we already tested that. So.
Yeah, we already tested it.
Did
so I
you?
think we're
Okay.
good. Yeah.
All right, and then Fire Twister will be the second one.
Okay.
All right, MJ, Freak Fan Box.
There is no freak fan box today.
Okay.
Ah, disabled.
Yes, that's right. Forgot to.
We forgot to beg people to send us something. All right, and then on the closes, I will cover Serena's part
Pull that up.
on the closes.
Closing. Got it.
Okay. All right, everybody ready? So we're going to start with Weather Fools. Greg, you are coming in 3, 2.
All right, freaks, it's time for, well, my favorite part of the show, which is the, hashtag Weather Fools. This is where we go out and we find all those morons, delinquents, people doing dumb things when it comes to the weather. And let's go. Phil, I think this might be a first ever on the Stormfront Freaks podcast. One of our guests, Colin, came with an actual weather fool.
Yeah, that's cool. Colin, what do you got?
Yeah, so
Colin?
the article should be coming up now. This was actually here in Wyoming, Sweetwater County, which is a little bit southwest of where I'm at. But in December, when the big interstate here, I-80, was shut down, a lot of people relying on good old, cell phone for our GPS and figuring out how to get around the road closure. Sent them up a road that is closed usually most of the time for the season. It was snowed in, unmaintained dirt road across, I think the article calls it the Arctic tundra, that wasn't even recognizable as a road. And so the Sweetwater County Sheriff's Office. Whoop, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No?
And we can see
let's go.
see it.
Okay. So they the Sweetwater County Sheriff's Office had to make quite a few rescues one day because Apple Maps I believe it was Apple Maps, if I remember right, was sending people up a impassable road that was closed.
And they obviously just drove right down it because you can see that vehicle.
Yeah.
Man.
That does actually look like Arctic tundra.
It does.
Wow.
All right, Phil, you've got a couple weather fools as well.
I've got a couple. So the first one, good ahead, good old turn around, don't drown. This is California. It's gotten a little rain here lately, but this of course is a tweet of some cars and vehicles just meandering right through the underpass that is well over almost the top of their tires.
This almost looks like one of those cameras, Phil, that's, permanent cameras that you would see on a Department of Transportation or something like that.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. But obviously they're just it's just another day in California, I guess, driving through a good foot or two of high water in that.
I think
looks like
it's
they're timing it well.
the same one keeps going through over and over again.
That really makes him a fool.
Keeps coming back for more. All right, then the second one I've got. This is a storm chaser. This sucker just drives me nuts. But this was storm chaser Corey Gherkin, and he's got a video driving at night on the highway, raining, and that stinking chaser that's got that damn light bar passes him on the left, cuts him off in front. And guys, you can see how you can't see anything. Yeah, it's blinding. Right. When it's dark and it's raining outside, turn your stinking flashers off, please. Because no one else can see what the hell's going on. And I'm telling you what, you are not cool. Not cool.
Yeah, definite weather fool there. MJ, what do you got for us?
Okay, hang on here if I can get there. We go. Yes, so this was actually contributed to us by Patreon member Steve Collier. And it's a tornado that hit South LA, South Central LA. Yeah. And it builds up, and I can't play the audio because it would just be bleep, 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 bleep.
The audio was the best part of this one.
It was good.
So you'll see that on the show notes and so on. But you watch, they're just out on the patio out or deck outside their apartment or home. And they all of a sudden you'll see debris and you'll see the palm trees start to sway, and they're still just out there swearing about it and taking a look. And then all of a sudden
it's kind of windy.
It gets a little windy, and then watch this. It's coming.
The amount of debris falling is so cool.
Yep. And just wait, there's a lot of debris right there. And they're still out there. They don't.
Oh my! Yeah, that's the part that I can't believe they're still filming.
That's the foolish part, right? They're still out there, and
their Christmas lights are still up too.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. So that was foolish. But
awesome.
Then you're in California, you don't see that very often.
Yeah, I would like to know how many January tornadoes there are in LA County. I suspect not a lot.
Not many.
Okay, so I've got a few weather fools myself. Now, the first few that I'm going to give you, MJ, these okay, I've got a few in a row here, and we're going a little bit international on these ones. So the first one I'm going to pull up is a news report out of Ontario, up in Canada.
We've had several OP2
fast forward here a little bit
as a result of multiple
Whoa,
closures.
that's loud. That's loud. Turn that down a little.
It is deteriorating, and that wind is blowing, and that system is coming here towards the GTA as well.
Pileups on the highways when you
give yourself plenty of room to stop.
All right, whoa. Stop. That's really loud.
What?
Should I turn it down on my end?
Yeah. Yep. You got to turn it down on your end because otherwise you're going to turn your voice down at the same time. So, yep. That's all you got to do is just turn it down on YouTube.
Hey, let's just give this a quick try then.
Far southwest.
Is that better?
Let's take a look at this photo.
Yeah, much better. So just make sure you do that on all your videos probably before you play them.
Okay, hold on 1 second then.
If you even need audio, if you don't need the audio, then just mute it.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. Yeah. And actually, this one I can mute. So sorry about that, guys.
No, that's all right.
And this one.
That's a lot of tabs, buddy.
Yeah, well, I got a lot of videos to show here.
So
all right.
When you come back like you just started your part.
All right, sounds good.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll cue you in to start yours in 3, 2.
All right, guys, I've got a few weather fools myself, and I'm going to take this a little bit international. Obviously, this time of year, we deal with pileups on the big highways, and they don't just have big highways, big interstate highways in the United States. They're all over the world. And tonight's video collage, I guess you could say, that I have is going to take us to fog, snow, and ice on the highways.
Fun.
And the first one I'm going to take you to happened in Ontario, Canada, and you'll see some pictures here in this news report of multiple semis and vehicles piling up, people going way too fast for the conditions.
That's where you got your 401 drink, right?
That is exactly it. Yeah,
100 vehicle pile up on 401.
Yeah, this one comes from India, and same thing, heavy fog, and these massive highways, 5-6 lanes, and these massive pileups that are happening in the fog. And so the third one I'm going to bring to you is actually coming from China, and this one was fairly well documented. 200 car pileup, a few people killed in this one.
Man.
But obviously, pea soup fog like this, you can't see anything. You got to slow down. So that's look at this is the aftermath.
Oh, there you go.
Holy cow! Look at that from up above. Jeez.
Yeah. So slow down in the fog, slow down on the ice, and
like
listen.
Tetris.
I'm gonna focus on two specific weather fools here. This one will blow your mind, guys, when you see this. This happened again on the 401 in Ontario, and this is from a dash cam live. And this driver did a pretty good job of being able to stop. They could see that there were some vehicles, ahead of them, and did a pretty good job slowing down. But you can see the road is not in good shape. But watch what happens. And I'm just going to fast forward.
It's actually kind of impressive. They did slow down. They looked like they were moving a little bit.
They're obviously not the fool.
Now watch what happens here, guys. This is remarkable.
Good Lord.
Did you see that?
And they're standing out of their cars.
People are standing outside their cars. That's the real weather fool here, right? But they're standing outside their vehicles, and then here comes another semi, and they can see it coming, and so they're running off.
People getting out of the way. Oh, there it comes. Yeah.
Whoa!
Just
they're carrying quite a load too.
Jackknife.
What the heck
that's
is
probably
he
why
carrying?
They probably started slowing down a mile back.
And then another
semi. Another one. Another semi.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Is he? Looks like he's carrying Godzilla. What the heck?
So slow down in those kind of weather conditions. But MJ, I think you're going to love this one. This one comes from Minnesota, this entire video.
Oh, yes, here we go.
And it's basically a compilation of Minnesota drivers going way too fast for road conditions.
Yep, there they go into the ditch.
Yeah, and you'll see this shot plays over and over again. But there's one in particular. You're going to see this semi's coming
way too fast. Oh my God!
Now watch this. Talk about driving. Watch this.
Serpentine.
That's right.
He made it through.
He straightened it out. Oh my God. That's a driver right there. Jeez.
No kidding, right? So anyway, guys, my whole weather fool thing has to do with winter driving and these conditions this time of year, and we don't want to see people lose their lives and slow down on the roads in that bad weather. So I think that does it for Weather Fools. Check out all the videos in our show notes, episode 175, and enjoy and drive.
Trash trailers, or better known as Triple T. We'll call this Triple T. So what we're gonna do? So I found lots of places that have, these are a lot of movies after Twister, right? Like disaster kind of movies that were done that came out after Twister, but were like direct to DVD or were, direct to TBS or TNT or, something So they're not good. I mean, they're not good at all. We talked, and this all came from, I think, last episode or a couple episodes ago. We talked about Christmas Twisters. There's a movie called Christmas Twisters out there. But I found all of these on a free app. So these are all free. You can find them on Tubi, Tubi. If you really want to watch these. But the first one we're going to share with you guys, and I want to introduce to you, is called Atomic Twister. So, Greg, if you can play this for us.
I am declaring a stage 1 alert.
Melissa, we got a tornado touching down, heading straight towards Helman Pond. It's going to hit the nuclear plant.
This is going to hit
the nuclear plant.
Do you guys recognize that actor? Carl Lewis? Olympic Carl Lewis.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dear God.
He doesn't even get credit, but he was in it. Atomic Twister.
I think he said nuclear. Nuclear? Nuclear. One of those.
All right, so we're going to follow that one up with the next one. This is a full good old 2-minute trailer. This one's called Fire Twister.
Of course.
And I don't know that it's any better, but go ahead and play it, and you can listen along. Big
like
production
it so
companies. Yeah.
Tell me there's something else in here besides just this banner.
There is the truth.
That one actor was also in Christmas Twisters, by the way. This might be a sequel.
It's already horrible.
It's a bomb.
The movie?
Yeah. and it creates a fire twister. Nice.
So
Oh my God. This may be the worst looking movie I've ever seen.
What was in the tank?
It doesn't matter. This is perfect. The more destruction, the better.
Oh my God.
Hey, what the hell was that?
The fire twister.
Fire twister. It's called MT11. It's a hydrogen-based synthetic that burns 10 times longer than traditional fuel. I mean, if that thing is made up of MT11, it's going to burn for a very long time.
It's a long track, Fire Twister.
Yeah. What kind of trouble did you get yourself into? Just make sure that Scott and his merry band of idiots are gone, and in a way that's as far removed from us as possible. You understand? This cannot get back to us.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Also, a nuclear power plant.
Yeah. An amusement park.
Oh, it's hitting a Six Flags. Awesome.
Still the American hero.
Burned the hair off of
the sequel is Radiation Twister.
They're shooting
did
at
you
it.
see
That'll
those
work.
people get totally fried by the Fire Twister?
I believe this got a negative rating on IMDb.
Ouch.
Wow,
Can you get a negative rating on IMDb?
This one should.
That CGI was incredible.
Yeah, so I'm sure you guys are all running to your phones or TVs to watch that. Again, you can go to I found it on Tubi, Tubi, and it's all free. And those are just a couple of them. I mean,
it's
we've
free.
It is free. Yeah, believe it or not.
Okay, those are trailers, Phil, but are they actual real movies?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Shut up.
They are movies.
Wow.
Yeah, if you thought sitting through 2 minutes of that was hard. So check those out, and we've got plenty more. We need to what?
What?
Colin, what was that?
I was gonna say I think you guys need to take that. Yeah, am I coming in delayed again?
Yes. No, you're there.
Okay. I was gonna say I think you need to take just that little snippet where he goes, "It's a fire twister," and make it one of your out of break.
Phil, he's right. That would be perfect.
Show. It's just
he is right.
It's a fire twister. Like that was total macho. All right, so this is little fire twister, so go check those out. But I think that just about does it for this episode of Stormfront Freaks podcast. So thanks everybody for listening and watching.
Yeah, before we announce the guest of our next episode, if you like the show, don't forget to follow us on your podcast player so you get notified and receive the latest episodes of our show delivered right to your library the moment they get released. And please, if you enjoy the show we put together for you, help us out and send a friend your favorite episode. I still think it's like the skeletons.
You can also subscribe to our YouTube page and watch previous versions of Stormfront Freaks Raw recording, which are completely unedited, obviously, and hear all the great conversations during the breaks, great questions from our VIPs, and who knows what else gets censored out of the actual podcast. Just search for Stormfront Freaks on YouTube or find the link on the website.
And we would also love to have you on our Patreon team. You can find a level of support that fits your budget as low as $1 a month. Visit stormfrontfreaks.com to find the Patreon link so you can join our Raw broadcasts, have access to exclusive merch, like the things Phil talked about earlier, or even become one of our limited VIPs and be with us and our guests in the studio on every show.
And speaking of merchandise, we've got hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, tanks, weather trollbot, weather fools, all of it. You can find it at stormfrontfreaks.com. And bye.
Yeah, very good. And Greg, you put together, thanks for putting together the new website look too. So if you haven't been there, check it out just to see what's been redone. Let's find out, Freaks, how people can find and follow you. MJ, I'll start with you.
Yeah. On Twitter at Mark Stormpod, MARC Stormpod on Twitter.
All right, Maz.
On Twitter at MoneyStorm, 4, the letter U.
All right, Greg, you.
I'm Tornado Greg on social media, including something I just signed up for, which is a new Twitter alternative. It's called Post, and that's Tornado Greg. And you can also find me teaching photography if you want to learn how to use your camera. cameraeasy.ca.
Perfect. All right. And I'm hanging out at Stormfront Freak on Twitter. And I do want to shout out special thanks to our guests tonight, Keith Brandt and Collin Baldacci. Thank you, gentlemen. I had a great time with both of you and great feedback. Our next episode, we're going to be doing some live impromptu recordings at the National Storm Chaser Summit. So listen as we chat with Summit speakers during the February 3rd through the 5th event. Patreon members, keep a lookout for notices all weekend to see links to the interviews live as they happen. And then we'll kind of put that together and edit it. And that audio podcast will be available to everyone else following the weekend event. So I'm going to say for Keith and Collin, MJ, Maz, Greg, and living it up in Walt Disney World, Angela, I'm gonna signal the all clear, and we'll catch you guys next time. Good night.
Night.
I think she just yelled Europe.
Nah.
Keith, thank you so much. Collin, thank you both so much. That was great.
Excellent.
So now that we're not talking about storm safety stuff, tell me the coolest thing you've ever seen over there at the NASA Space Center, flying up in space stuff. What's the coolest thing you ever experienced over there?
I really can't talk about the aliens. It's not allowed.
There you go.
I watch Discovery Channel. I know it all.
Every launch, I mean, it doesn't really get cooler than that.
No
all the
kidding.
work you
I bet
do,
not.
knowing it's out there on the launch pad, and you got friends sitting on top of that. There's nothing like that.
So we get tickets? Is that right? We get our tickets, come out there, see you?
You can get a nice seat out on the causeway.
Yeah.
How
I'm already in
bad?
Florida, so
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a launch going on the next
Yeah.
6 days,
You can see it from Disney World. SpaceX is putting up a Starlink, I think, any time now.
So, Dr. Brandt, how badly would you want to go up?
I
of
would
1 to
not want to
10.
go to one of the really long-term missions, but going up for a few weeks, heck yeah, sign me up.
Wow. Okay.
I saw a photo of you like flying around on the airline that was 747 or whatever that does
Vomit
the ups and
Comet.
Vomit Comet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. That's gives you a little taste of it. So I've had over an hour or so of microgravity, but 30 seconds at a time.
A little taste. Do you
Little
still
taste
taste
of
it?
it.
Yeah.
It's sweet.
Oh.
It's sweet.
Little reflex. Oh man.
Cool.
Awesome. That was a
All
fun
right.
show, Phil.
That was
Yeah, it
fun.
was good.
Yep.
Good
All right.
show. Good information.
So Angela.